I'll try that again. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone has a nice snack and beverage and is fully refreshed after watching, what is it, the most pitiful game of football I've ever seen? I was a bit worried that it was going to overlap, but I'm now a bit worried that everyone will have fallen asleep that was watching the football and now they won't be able to watch this. So, let me just do a little bit of admin because, as ever, I'm a little bit behind. I'll pop that out there, I'll press that button, get that, copy that, stick it in there, and then we can say hello to everyone that's turned up. Pardon me. One day, maybe before we get to 100 live streams, we'll get on top of this, so as I get to do this in advance, and I come fully prepared to the live stream. But nevertheless, welcome once again to a bitterly cold Sheffield and fishy business on a Friday night where we like to discuss all things fish, all things beer, mostly in the last few months. Anything else that tickles your fancy? Any questions you've got, by all means, put them in the chat. If you type the word question in your question, I will see that question because it highlights it for me. Is it very grainy, or has my camera got worse? Or have I just got loads of beard dandruff or something? Anyway, how is everyone? Let's see. Is the chat function working? We've got hello from Oklahoma, USA. Hi, Graham. Hello, Bunny Viper. We've got NGW. Hi from Doncaster. Hi from Sheffield. I almost said hi from Sweden because that's the next message from Hans. Mark's in. We've got Lee here. Freshwater Ichthyology is here. At least the football is over. Yes. But I don't know. As a Scotsman, this is the kind of thing that will get me cancelled before I even get started. I live in England, but I'm not an England fan. I don't think you'd want me as an England fan, but it doesn't half annoy me watching football down here. I'm sure it's the same anywhere, but it's always, England are amazing, we're so good, we just need that one little thing and then we're going to win this tournament. No. So I thought that as my analytics will bear out, roughly 45% of my viewers come from England, roughly 45% of my viewers come from America, and as the two teams were playing each other, I thought, nobody's going to turn up to this, but I forget all the other people that don't like football, and then I thought it was just going to be the Scandinavian contingent, maybe a Welshman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman. But yeah, we've got a few in. Fish Vet's evening all, he's in. Hey, it wasn't that good. It wasn't that bad, I suppose. Didn't get beat. I think my daughter would have been inconsolable if he'd gotten beat. Hi from Croatia. Hello there, Tomislav. How are you? Evening from a cold and wet and windy Edinburgh. Silver Surfers here. Kaylee's here. I'm assuming you can all hear me now. Scott says yes. As always, the admission price is just a like. And desperately needed some proper entertainment after that match. I'll get on and do a jig. Well, shall we introduce the first beer of the night? In fact, before we introduce the first beer of the night, I've got something even more special to introduce to you. Subscribers may have seen this, but look what came through the post to me. Ta-da! It's my very own Aquarium. It's not going to work, is it? Aquarium Adventures brandy tankard. Like proper hefty. I could do some damage with this thing. Sent by our very own Phil. So we can now have sponsored beer offs. So for beers this evening, we have a few choices. I raided Lidl, for those of you in the UK who don't know what that is, and other parts of Europe. A Citrus City Orange Pale Ale. A Cold Town Beer. Pornstar Martini Ale. I'm starting to think we're having some overlap there. I'm sure I've said that before. Yeasty Boys. Pot Kettle Black South... Easy for me to say. Oh God, I can't say that word. South Pacific Porter. I might start with that one because I think that's going to be the one I like least. And then a big proper size cans. What's this one called? Steam Brew, sorry. Session IPA. I was just sold on the can. And then, last but not, it's not even last, I've got another one, but I will get through all of these. The Old Peculiar, purely because it's got a name, and it says it's a legend, so, you know, give it a bash. And then, I don't remember buying this, but it snuck its way into the trolley. Patronus Weissbier. So, plenty to get going with. I think I might start with the porter, because I don't think I'm going to like it, and I can use all the other ones to wash the taste out of my mouth. But while I mull on that, what else have we got coming up tonight? We've got the calendar picks. I've finally done some work, not as much as I wanted to do. I wanted to do a little bit more, but we've got some whittling has been done. We might do some further whittling on the stream. ABC Aquatic Biotope Creations, how are you doing? Silver Creek's in, nice to see you again. Christine, did your new desk leak? We'll have some Mega Tank talk later as well. How long will it take to heat a fish room in the UK? Oh, that's like one of those bear farts in the woods. How long's that piece of string? How long will it take to heat a fish room in the UK? It depends on lots of things. How big is it? How many tanks have you got in there? What kind of temperatures are you trying to reach? The biggest question is you need to know the volume. So you need to know the space you're trying to heat, and you need to know what the ambient temperature is. So a baseline ambient temperature. I've been like this all week. I've lost the ability to speak. I've also got something going on with my short-term memory where I can't remember the end of the sentence I'm trying to finish. So the ambient temperature of the room is you doing nothing. That's your baseline temperature. Then your target temperature, and then you can work out how much it's going to take to heat it to that. But as with everything else, insulation is the main thing, because then once you get it to there, all the costs should be in getting your room to the temperature, and then your insulation should be doing the job of keeping it at that temperature or as close to that temperature as possible. Sounds and looks not as good as normal, but we can hear you and see you enough. I'll take that. I'm sure there's something going on. Am I peaking? Because I'm getting wee red lines here. This is the difference with going to the fish room to up here and back again. I can never remember what it is I'm meant to be doing. Main camera. Properties. Menu. Don't know what those buttons do. I'm loath to change anything because you can actually see me. And anything I change might just screw it up completely. So, have I broke it? No, we're back. We should be okay. We might just have to put up with a little bit of fuzziness tonight. It's no Fitbot, it's Scotland's in it. Quite right. Zen Ginger, how you doing? Mark, good day, Mark. Doesn't like England? Of course not. I'm Scottish. I'm not allowed to like England. I was trying to explain this to my daughter. She's going, why aren't you supporting England, Dad? I was like, well, I'm not against England, but I am Scottish, so I have to support Scotland. That's the way. Them's the rules. Whatever team, whether it's your national team or your local team or whatever team you pick, you have to stick with it. If they turn out to be crap years later, tough. You're stuck with it. I'm going to go with the Yeasty Boys, by the way. And then that team always has a rival. So Scotland's rival was always England. I don't think England were particularly bothered about it or even noticed in many cases. But it's the same as England's rival is Germany. So if your team's not playing but your rival's playing, you want the other team to beat them. I don't mean it in a malicious way. Anyway, oh no, this is very dark. I may have made a mistake. At least you'll be able to see the logo. Again, don't crucify me for this. This a proper beer expert told me this is how you pour beers. You want all the gassiness to come out here at this stage so it doesn't end up in your tum-tum. My 3. There's a joke there, Scotsman, Welshman and the rest of the bottom groups walk. You've had the martini ale a few months. Yeah, I thought I might have done. I was in Lidl. I actually posted on the Discord server. Oh, wrong side. If you want to join the Discord server, because I'd forgotten to look and see which ones I'd already bought before, and I'm going, have I had this one? And if I did I like it? If you remember when you were all mocking me weeks ago for keeping a spreadsheet, I didn't bring it, and that would have been really useful. Fishface, very happy to be back. Tia Marie Lee. What? Timarlee. Tamara? Tamara. Oh, new glasses. Made it back in. Nice to see you again. Excellent. Sessions can be hit or miss. Some are really good, some you want to forget in haste. That's the problem. I drink all these things on a Friday night and I can't remember which one I like unless I write it down in the spreadsheet. Then I buy it again and go, oh, I remember this horrible thing I had this weeks ago. Should do a stream testing whiskey. That would either be a very short stream or an extremely long one as I pass out and leave it running for hours and you stare at me. Scott's off to do a wash change and do a bit of lurking. I'm out of sync lip-wise. Indeed, my mouth is ahead of my voice. Okay, right, let's see what we can do. There's likely something we can do. Ooh. I don't know if I can see it locally or if it's a network thing. Advanced audio properties. Oh, there is an offset. Oh, that's on desktop audio though. So there's a 300 millisecond offset on my mic. Now, is that better or worse? Because I have adjusted it to 100 milliseconds. My mouth is ahead of my voice. Brian's Scottish but lives in Northumberland, so still Scotland to me. Quite right. Oh, we have a question. See, this is a tricky one. Hypothetically questioning, if you had a huge ass aquarium, as I do, what would you stock in it and why? I don't know. That's one of my main problems is thinking what to put in it, because I'm never going to have two big, huge ass aquariums. I'm never going to have a fish room full of enormous tanks. So I'm only going to do this once, and what I really don't want to do is chop and change fish. I want to have fish that I will be happy with, and I'm going back and forth between all kinds of suggestions. I'm going back and forth between things like a big predator tank. I love the idea of like peacock bass and things like that, stingrays, arowana. Being able to do it properly and have a big enough aquarium with a big enough footprint to house fish like that. I'm looking at other like New World cichlids. I'm looking at having a big discus tank. I'm looking at having an enormous community planted tank. I mean, some of them just, practically speaking, probably aren't doable. So a big discus tank, I'd love that, but there's no way I can afford to stock a tank that size with discus. I'd literally need hundreds, and I don't think I can afford that. Same with the community tank. I'd literally need thousands, if not tens of thousands, of small fish to even to be able to see them, and that would cost thousands as well. And planting a tank that size, that'd be thousands of pounds worth of plants, and I just can't see myself affording that. So whereas if I was to go stingrays, etc., that's probably going to cost 1,000 in the livestock. Peacock bass, so I'm going to end up spending a poop load of money. But to me, it feels like there's going to be a sea change between if I spend a poop load of money stocking it with Oscars and discus or bass or whatever, to then trying to stock it appropriately with discus. because I would need hundreds of discus, and that would cost me thousands upon thousands of pounds. I just don't think I could do that. So, just to continue sitting on the fence while I mull these things over, I don't know, is the honest answer. I don't know what I want to put in there. I kind of sometimes wish I had never started, what with the amount of hassle it's given me, and then still getting to this point and not really knowing what I want to put in it. Or just being so conflicted of all the options of things that I want to put in it. I don't know. Are England really Scotland's rival? Maybe 30 years? Well, I don't mean in as much as they're competitive rivals. It's just every team has I would say, if it's Man U and Liverpool, neither of them need to be playing well to have the other one as the rival, or Rangers and Celtic. Rangers could have been 5 leagues below Celtic and they would still have been the rivals. It's just that every team has its equal and opposite, or not even equal and opposite, just opposite. I met the Aussie part of Yeasty Boys this evening in our local brew house. Totally random, but it happened. I don't know what that means. Is this because is this an Australian beer? Oh, New Zealand. Anyway, for those that want to know, it's a fresh and hoppy, yet rich and black, mind-bendingly delicious and true original. 6% volume. Pot Kettle Black, South Pacific Porter. Ingredients: water, barley, hops, yeast. So let's have a taste. Can you see the... It's only a small can, so you can't quite see the thing. Look at that, though. Who wants an Aquarium Adventures tankard? Me! That's who. Inoffensive smell. It's got one of those... It's got a very strong taste of something that I don't necessarily associate with beer. Don't know what that is meant to be. I'm hesitating to say chocolate in case I'm completely confusing it with coffee or something like that. But not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I didn't think I'd like porter. And I generally haven't liked the really dark ones like this. But that's not too bad. It's definitely got a strong taste, but it's not inoffensive. Drew the Scotland's second game in the Euros went on. Oh, alright. What's new with the Discus Aquarium? The Discus Aquarium is still on order. It's on its way. I should really chase that up because it's almost December. It's meant to be before Christmas at some point. Fixed it. Yay. Good. A little better. Good. A mega Amazon tank. Yeah. That's the problem. Every idea I've heard almost every idea I've heard so far has been, yeah, that'd be good. But I'm kind of running out of money. A big planted tank with rainbows and other shows. Again, would love that. But my little IKEA tank that I built, I have that in my fish room. For those of you who don't know, I'm now working out of my fish room. I've set up my office, and that is brilliant. I absolutely love it. I love being in and around the fish all day long, rather than having to go and check on the fish or go and do jobs on the fish. I'm just enjoying time in there. I'm working. But being able to do a water change while working away, be able to be on a conference call absent-mindedly staring into space, not anymore. I can just stare into my aquariums. So one of the ones I end up staring at a lot is the little IKEA aquarium that I've got the neon blue rainbow fish, the dwarf neon blue rainbow fish in there. That's great. Love that. I'd love to see that on a massive scale. But again, small fish in a tank that size, I think I'm going to need thousands of them. And they ain't cheap. Or maybe I'm just cheap. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. It's something I want to do once and do well, rather than constantly chop and change. And when you get into these big fish, they're expensive too, but it's one £500 outlay on, I don't know, a stingray or an arowana or whatever, rather than £1,003 outlays on a rainbow fish or whatever it might be. And I'm sure I could make contacts in the trade and get things a little bit cheaper, or maybe do some deals, but still, I don't like doing that, really. Things got a price, it's got a price. Prices are usually fair. So, yeah, as much as I would love to do these things, I just don't, I mean, yeah. And part of me thinks I can have a kick-ass discus tank in a 5-foot or a 6-foot tank. I don't need a 10-foot tank to make a kick-ass discus tank, although that would be fantastic. I can't have a shoal of Oscars in a 5-foot tank. I can have 2 Oscars in a 5-foot tank or something like that. So I feel like I'm being dragged towards going for something that requires a tank that size. Whereas if I had 2 of them, I almost certainly would do one of them as a discus tank or a rainbow fish tank or something like that, just because it would look cool to see something. You're like, wow, hundreds of fish in there. So, I'm finding it hard to. I'm the liberal Democrat of fish tank building. You're just pulling my weight. You don't even watch football or American football for that matter. It's quite all right. It's quite all right. Oh god, I'm miles away again. You don't seem to be taking the idea of mega beta tank seriously. You could do a biggest beta tank on YouTube video, and it might actually be. Do you know what? It's not a bad idea. The old subscribers have slowed down recently. It's not. Might have to do something sensational. For a while there, it was touch and go as to whether it would be mega tanks on fire. Come and watch this with me in live stream. Barry, how's it going? There was a soccer game going on somewhere. Yes, it's finished, thank God. So, yes, Fish Vet, I do need to arrange to come and see you in your tanks. The trick is to not let someone tell you what you want. I know, I'm kind of thinking it's asking for impressions and ideas was to kind of help me make up my mind, but it's not. It's really not. Breed your mega tank fish made your stream series. Yeah, I mean, if I did have a breeding, if I got my ass together properly and did this, then maybe I could breed my way into filling up the tank. Oh, the biggest guppy tank in the world. That's an interesting idea. A smaller shoal of discus with lots of other fishies. I've added the word lots there, but sorry. It'd be interesting to see how they interact with the space and all the other species. I was thinking kind of along those lines of not necessarily a biotope or a native tank, but in a tank that size, you could definitely have fish staking out territories, and you could get maybe 20 discus that'd be quite happy with an eighth of the space of that tank, and not be bothered that a fish that would otherwise be completely incompatible rather, sharing the tank with it because they had space to make their own territories. But it might be quite an expensive experiment. Right, let's try Oscars and discus. Well, there should be plenty of. No, they've all died. So I like the idea. I like the thinking. That might be something to pursue. Swordtails and guppies, yes, why not? I mean, that would be cool. I love guppies. Why not? My big tank, which is similar to a mega tank, has the ray, bass, big cat stuff, and I love it. But my big blackwater tank is the polar opposite, flexible and fun. Because I'm only going to have one of them, that's my problem. I think I want the big predator tank, but everything else keeps drawing me and I go, no, look at us, we're good do. I'll send you an ABC coffee mug in exchange for one. Well, this is a one of a kind. This is not requested, ordered, just sent by one of my subscribers, Phil, who advert, who makes all my merch for me, and things like the Aquarium Adventures official pen, which is not going to be able to see, and is upside down. Every now and again, a box turns up, and then this box. I mean, it was quite the surprise because it came in a box about yay big, which had another box in it, which had another box in it, which had loads of wrapping and stuff in it, and this was in it. And it's quite the cool mug as well. So this is a one of a kind. I don't think this is going to be mass produced. I imagine it's going to be prohibitively expensive. But thank you very much, Phil, if you're watching. A porter should have some chocolate and or coffee flavours with a low hop presence. I'd say that. I can't smell hops. And I was thinking it's either chocolate or coffee, so maybe it's both. I guess you'd stock it... Sorry, I just thought that the one. Porter. Well, I thought that was going to be my reaction, but it's not that bad. I guess you stock it slowly rather than all at once, but I guess if you have Mega Tank, it's probably the only chance to stock Mega Fish. That is one of my thoughts, yes. Because you can keep most other fish in smaller tanks. Yeah. You have enough tanks to breed an Amazon tank. Yeah. Once you've got a big tank of predators, you're basically stuck with them. That's my take home. It's great if you like a tank of fish for 5 years and enjoy them. But if you're about the internet, again, yeah, content is king, but I want one tank. I don't want to be, here is my naming no DIY kings. Here's my 2,000 gallon full of these. Next week, full of them. Next week, full of that. This is going to be my mega tank. It's going to have my pets in it. Smaller fish can be... Well, I do see a lot of people trying to rehome lots of bigger fish. But I guess the options are few and far between to rehome bigger fish. I have actually had an offer from... 2.5 offers, if you like, for people who are... I'm shutting down my big tank. Once Mega Tank's ready, you can have all these fish if you want. And it's just that they're not necessarily the fish I would necessarily have gone with. I guess that's the nature of adoption. You get what you get. But yeah, no, I totally get that. I do understand that. Fill it with guppies, you'll only need a few. Well, at first you would only need a few, wouldn't you? And then it would be just a matter of time. For some fish you could rescue, I've seen quite a few different fishies that are interesting on pre-loved and aquarius. Yeah, going for good prices. Yeah, there's lots of interesting fish out there, which isn't helping the situation of me choosing what I want to do. Breed them. Breeding in and of itself isn't that straightforward for... so I guess I could breed the discus, but then again, if I wanted to do that properly, I'd be looking to buy breeding pairs, and then that in and of itself isn't cheap. Breeding discus isn't for the faint-hearted, because it's a lot of effort to get a decent yield. No, yeah, you're quite right. Go for koi. That thought has crossed my mind. You wouldn't have to eat it. I'm not too bothered about heating it, because once I get it up to temperature, I'm fairly confident that I've insulated both the tank and the room well enough that it will stay at temperature without too much effort. Certainly, I have plans that only allow the heaters to come on when the solar panels are on, so it should, in theory, not actually cost me too much more extra. So yeah, maybe that. Squiddy's in, nice to see you. Did you ever keep any wild caught fish? Would be a cheap way to fill Megatank, yeah. Yeah, maybe. As in go out and catch them myself, I guess, rather than like discus that are wild caught, because they're like twice the price of the domestic ones. What crap am I drinking tonight, says Steve. We're starting with this. Yeasty Boys. No, Yeasty Boys. Pot Kettle Black South Pacific Porter, which isn't as terrible as it sounds. I'm nearly done. Wild caught doesn't make fish any cheaper. Yeah, well, unless I guess I go out into a river and catch some perch or some whatever. Too many Predator tanks out there, too many disc tanks. Hence I said a major Amazon tank, easier to breed. That's not a bad idea. The King, welcome. I didn't mean what I said earlier, honest. I'm considering doing a collaboration with that guy from Secret History in your aquarium. What's the worst that could happen? I'm sure that'll be fine. Go for it. Giant Grammy for Megatank. I have been offered a giant Grammy for Megatank. That is one of the things that I might end up doing. I've spent a lot of time researching what else can I have with a giant Grammy. I got offered a giant Grammy for about 20 quid not that long ago. Aqua Garden Zen, hello everyone, I'm working and lurking. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Friday. Is it Black Friday today, or have I missed that? I've not noticed that many deals. Keep your koi hot and they'll grow faster. Good idea. All this Megatank stocking talk, does that mean it's still full of water? No. Well, I said we would cover that later. It's not full of water, but not because it leaks. Well, no, that's not true either. It did leak, but not in a bad way. One of the pipes was leaking, so I wanted to take it apart and fix that. So I've emptied it a little bit just so I could repair some of the pipe work. But yeah, fingers crossed, touching wood, still holding. I'm starting to tart it up a little bit. So I drained it a little bit just so as I could get into the pipe work and mess with that. But then I thought, I might as well take it all the way down so as I can get in and put in some rocks and stuff a little bit easier. Because I want to try and use some fairly large rocks and large pieces of wood. And if I leave it full, it'll be quite hard to do that unless I want to get wet, which I don't particularly want to get wet. So I'm doing that at the moment. But yeah, so far so good. It's still holding water. It is quite the thing. A lot of the comments on that video are, "You are a mentalist. Why have you done this? That's never going to hold. And you're sitting next to it with a laptop. Oh, that's just going to end in tears. You're going to get drowned. You're going to get killed by an exploding glass." What was one of them? A lot of people were concerned that I was resting the edge of my desk on the lip of Megatank, saying, "Well, even the slightest tap, that glass will just shatter because of the amount of pressure on it." I'm like, that's effectively bulletproof glass. It's not going to do that. Unless, am I wrong? It's not going to shatter just because I tap it with a bit of a desk. And I'm not tapping it with a bit of a desk because it's just resting on the lip. It's not even resting against the glass. And that's a temporary measure anyway. So, what have we got this time? We've got Citrus City Orange. pale ale. Oh, 6%. What was that other one? Oh, that was 6% as well. God, I'm going to get smashed again. So I'm assuming this is going to be orangey. Does that say little? It does. And it is golden and even a little bit of an orange tinge. I don't know if you can see that. Cannot smell orange. Cannot taste orange. It's not bad. Perfectly nice, just not orangey. Go for the cheap Discus, Angel, Neon, Cardinals, etc. Biotope. Yeah, but to get enough of them, I'd probably want 1,000 Neons. That's £1,000 at the cheapest that you could probably get them. Might want 20 or 30 Discus or Angels. Well, there's another grand, if not more. But yeah. Red Atabapo, a pike for Mega Tank. Yeah, I've seen some real weird things out there that I've gone, wow, that's cool. But the trouble is, I'm not a fish expert. A lot of these more weird and wonderful fish, I don't know them from Adam. I haven't studied these things. I haven't kept anything too weird before. I have a YouTube channel. It does not make me a fish expert. I know what I know, and I know very little else. But I'm happy to learn about these things. But I'm just not sure that jumping into something I really don't know at all, when I've already got so many options of things that I do think I could handle quite well. I can't choose between them. I don't want to add in something I don't know anything about whatsoever. So maybe in years to come, definitely. And I'm not up for ruling anything out. But we'll see. Black Friday today, I've spent too much money. I didn't even notice. I bought some lights. I think I bought 6. What did I buy? Let me remind myself. I needed some aquarium lights, as I mentioned in one of my previous live streams or videos. All my lights seemed to die at once. I fixed a couple of them, but some of them were dead. I'll see if I can remember which ones, or send you a link. Oh yeah, I bought myself a new Fire TV stick for downstairs. Some Hygge, some Chinese lights. They're a good size, 3-foot lights. Well, they're the ones that are like 2.5 foot that extend to 3 foot. And they're still on offer. So if you want some, come on, you can do it, Graham. Where'd the chat go? So if you want some, I will get 6p worth of earnings if you use that link. But it's the Hygge. There's all different ones. I think I got the 20 watt ones. So for the size and the length, the wattage was quite low. They've got a controllable, dimmable thing on them. I should just show you this, I suppose. Why am I not showing you this? What's wrong with me? Come on, Graham, you can do it. There you go. It's this one, and the full spectrum. So I don't know how well they'll grow plants or anything like that, but I have noticed I like the colours, and I can get quite the range of colours. So they should suit whatever you want to do. But again, I made a spreadsheet of all the lights that I could possibly buy, and they were by far the best bang for the buck. Not saying that they're the best make, not saying that it's the best brand. There's no sponsorships or deals or anything like that. I just bought them because they were the cheapest for the size, and I wanted to get a lot of them. So I've ended up buying 6 of them. And I've put up 3 of them so far. I'm really happy with them. So they're really thin, don't get too hot, nice long cord. They're just cheap, basic lights. So even I would always swear by Nycrew or something like that. as being like a really good cheapo brand, but the equivalent Nine Crew was like 12, 15 quid more than that. So if you're after something a bit cheaper, there you go. That's one option. And now I've lost the chat again. Right, let me see if I can get down to the bottom, because we are close on approaching, no we're not, 40 minutes in. I was going to say we're close on an hour. I'm going to try and give an update on the calendar picks and what I'm kind of thinking there. King of DIY Alexander is awesome and loves everyone. That'll be a really cool. I'm sure I've already seen that. Am I living deja vu? Koi and goldfish seem to go well with giant gourami so far, at least. Interesting. Oh, bad news update on goldfish. Professor Bubblehead's not very well. He's my bubblehead Aranda. Well, it's my daughter's bubblehead Aranda. Seems to be having a swim bladder issue at the moment. So I have put in some swim bladder medicine, but not too good. Yeah, I'm in catching them myself. One of Graham's vids, catching minnows in the river. I definitely do want to do that. I had hoped to do that this year, go down and catch a few minnows and set up like a native Sheffield tank, but I just didn't get around to it. But I will do that next year. Where's it going? I only ask because I was recently approached to do a Dr. Pepper advert. What's the worst that can happen when having I'm pretty sure anyone could do. What's the worst that could happen? You're probably the person that would find out. If Graham goes collecting minnows, he will definitely need to send me some. Eurasian minnows are one of my favourite fish and one of the exceptions to me keeping only North American natives. I would have no problem sending you some. I would have no idea how to send you some. I'm sure there's all kinds of permits involved. But it is the Eurasian minnows that we get in this river, and they are not hard to catch. Not orangey enough for the Orange Club, quite right. Lungfish on the bottom, your Oscars, then an arowana. Lungfish would be pretty cool. You could get two girderfish together and call them iron brew. Fingers crossed it doesn't give you any. Fingers crossed indeed. Electric eel, you've had a black ghost knifefish. What's the worry in getting a larger one? No. You don't need £1,000 in fish. You don't need 1,000 fish instantly. I bought 40 Kerry Tetra and it was expensive, but the subsequent 40 can be bought in chunks. Lungfish are amazing, meant to be a bit bitey. I worked with little baby South American lungfish. They look like little worms. KJE Aquatics, how you doing? The other thing to mention for big fish is food. Good point. I go through a pack of fresh mussels and Morrison's every 1 or 2 days. Yeah, food would be an issue. I do have quite a few contacts in the food world for like dry foods and things like that. So definitely a consideration. If I was keeping discus, I could effectively feed it at trade prices because I sell lots of discus foods and I'm trialing out a new one at the moment. But yeah, for fresh foods, definitely a thing. Sorry, King of DIY is on fire here. Well, I think you had the idea of me. I stayed in my right. Breathe. Talking about my channel growth slowing down. I think it was you that suggested the video that I lived in my fish tank for 24 hours as the next video topic. So here's the next video topic. Fill mega tank with leeches and invite subscribers round and do a weekly challenge on who can sit in there the longest. Winner gets £1,000. You can be the next Mr. Beast. Yeah, maybe I need to do weird, crazy stuff like that. Because me filling and emptying on repeat a big massive fish tank isn't doing it. It's not cutting the mustard. Gumpy Sea, I have a 125 litre tank with multi-shell dweller. I've been trying my hardest to get my hands on some multis. Can I have anything in there with them? I mean, you can, but from everything I've researched anyway, and again, I'm not an expert, I just make videos, they seem to do best as a species only tank. So things that are a similar size, shape, or colour, they might see as a threat, or they might accept. Things that are too big would predate on them. And I just think they look good on their own. They look good as a species only tank. Lots of sand, lots of shells to hide, and then you just get to see a little ecosystem going to work. Could you probably have guppies with them? Maybe, but would it look weird? I think it would. So it's one of those personal taste things to you. So there probably are compatible fish that you could have with them, but they seem, to me anyway, to personal taste. Hello, number 2 son. They're one of the things that just feel like a species only tank feels right with them. But who knows? Your results may vary. You could probably buy leeches. Oh God, right. I'm not really going to do that, am I? Maybe I am. You can definitely buy leeches. What was I looking at where you were buying leeches? It was like from a medical site. They were like medical use leeches, but you could buy them like by the kilo, basically. I remember going, what? A pet YouTuber, Exotic, bought some as pets and fed them using her own blood. I saw someone on a reptile group. Yeah, the reptile people, they often buy them, but I think it's frowned upon because the leeches can obviously be leeches. Coldwater Aquatics, hello Brandon, how you doing? I heard duckweed's good for swim bladder and goldfish, and peas, of course. Yes, I've tried to feed it some peas, but it's not having any of it at the moment. It's just kind of, I'm going to swim fine for a minute, and then, pretend to be dead for half an hour. Oh no, I'm fine, I'm alright. Oh, pretend to be dead. So, we'll see. Mr. McBeast. Yeah, maybe. Is channel growth slowing down, same as age growth slowing down? I wish age was slowing down, but no. It's careering on. I'm now wearing my fancy Dan varifocal glasses, so that's why I'm doing lots of this when I'm trying to read things. Can't. And if you do this, if you're into drugs, save yourself a load of money and just get varifocals and shake your head around like this, because everything goes way trippy, man. Ooh. There's already McBeast. Paul Macbeth. PDG. Is this a frisbee thing? PGDA. Professional Disc Golf Association. Yes, it's a frisbee thing. As you love me calling it. He's called McBeast, is he? When it comes to swim bladder and fancy goldfish, it's usually the organ has been. I have noticed it being very prevalent. There's a hell of a lot of people complaining about swim bladder things. The organ has been displaced by the other organs. It's their breeding, I think. I can buy that. It does look like a severely squished up fish. It's like, how does everything fit in there? McVenture. Then it's got no ties to Beast, though. The whole thing was it was Mr. Beast and then McBeast. It could be Mac Beast rather than McBeast. If you need any multis, give me a message. I need some multis. I bought some blasphemous fish today. I couldn't stop myself. Got a pair of neon green glow corridoras. Ugh. They're gorgeous. I'm sure they are. What is it? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Neon green glow corridora. Yeah. Not for me. Not for me. Right, number 3, Stubby. Cold fruity beer, Pornstar Martini, 4.6, thank God. Might make it to the end of the stream. Shortly, we will, in lieu of any other questions, be doing the calendar picks and me trying to explain my thinking and rationing. Whoa. Bit too much there, sorry. Just let that drip onto the carpet. Don't anyone tell my wife. What are your favourite beginner-friendly aquarium plants? I would say, as I subtly wipe up some beer, don't mind me. Oh, I forgot to turn the fish tank lights on. Oh, I don't have my phone. I would say Limnophilia sessiflora. That's what's in that tank. It can't be killed. It's like the duckweed of nicer plants. After that, some of the Java moss and Java fern varieties, whether it's trident, straight, whatever it might be, as long as you don't give them too much light. So if it's a lower light, lower tech tank that you're talking about, Java fern, Anubias usually do quite well. They're quite easy. Anything that says it's hardy, basically. So if you go on a website like Aquarium Gardens or whatever, they usually classify things as like easy or hardy. Anything that falls into that category is usually easy or hardy. The thing that I like to watch out for is when you buy things like Anubias, for instance, and it's Anubias small, it's this size, you get it and it's there. It never grows, in my experience. It's so slowly growing. If you want to make an impact with plants like that, you have to buy them already grown, or you have to buy lots of them. Whereas things like the Limnophilia sessiflora, you're impressed how much I've learned that. I'm usually terrible. It's like me casting a spell when I try to use Latin names. It grows like a weed. It's just out there, just goes mental. So it fills a void really quickly, really well. But crypts and things like that also do that really well. They're not as slow as your Anubias, but they're not as fast as this, for instance. They're kind of on a Java fern level where they will grow, but a little bit more manageable. But again, if you want to make an impact, and I always say, if you're trying to get into planted tanks, buy way more than you think you need, because it helps deal with the algae, if nothing else. But it also makes a proper impact and looks good. If that makes sense. I bought some fish today too. They've destroyed everything. Stupid earth eaters. Oh, yeah. But in my younger days, or my earlier, more inexperienced days, I saw a tank full of fish in the local fish shop called Geophagus surinamis, I think they were called. I went, they look cool. What are they? Oh, they're cichlid. They're quite tolerant of a wide range of things. Oh, could I have them with discus? Would they go well with discus? Yeah, they were fine with discus. And I've got a planted tank. Will they be alright with a planted tank? They don't dig up or anything? No, of course they don't. No, they'll be absolutely fine. Take them home, quarantine them, because I'm a good Icarus that I am. researched them. Why do people call them earth eaters? That's strange. But researching the parameters, they don't like Gonymadiscus. It's a bit too hot, but I'll try it. I'll try it anyway. Introduced them into the discus tank. 24 hours later, every plant destroyed, every rock moved, every piece of wood moved, fallen. It was like a war zone. Little did I know. So it just totally put me off. Totally put me off for years. Until even recently, I've been like, what's your least favourite? It's often a question I guess. What's your favourite fish? What's your least favourite fish? Geos were my least favourite fish. And it's not fair because they're really cool. I really like them. And I endeavour to get some and have them and love them. It's not fair that I hold a grudge. At least we won't be getting any glowfish in the UK for at least quite a few years. Oh, why have they been banned? I must have missed a memo. I knew they had been. I didn't think it had been done for a few years, but that's good news for me, I guess. I'm not a big fan of them. Normal person question. Nope, normal question. I added the word person for some reason. I want to start an Episto tank. What's your recommendation for tank size and tank mates? Depends on your goals, I would say. If you want to start an Episto tank to breed them, I would just not bother with tank mates because they go mental when they go breeding. You don't need a huge tank. I've had Epistos in the past and I've bred them in my tanks, which are 18 inches by a foot by 18 inches. Whatever that works out to. I mean, all my tanks were weird sizes because I got them all custom made. But they seem to breed prolifically in them and we're quite happy in them. Anything that's big enough that you can give 2 or 3 caves, lots of places for them to hide out and do their thing. Tank mates, I've kept them with tank mates as well, and I've kept them with all kinds of things, and they didn't get on with my Corydorus, was the only thing. I don't know if they just happen to be the same level of the tank as them, but they seem to be always giving it a, get him away, move. They didn't get on with anything when they were breeding, but most of the other times, pretty much anything they were fine with. I've only ever kept, so I had some Epistogramma agazizi. I can never remember you had to add that last I on the end, or it's just agazizi, don't know. And I had a lot of success with them. I had a trio of them actually, and they did quite well. And I had a pair of, the name escapes me, not the coccodoides ones, and other, and they both kept in the same size tank, and I kept them with pretty much every fish that I had over the years that I had them, and they were always fine except for breeding time. When breeding time came along, it was like a murder, kill everything I can get my hands on. I'll breed mine and give you some of my multis, but you want some now, you can order through Aqua in Barnsley. Oh, that's not that far away. Aqua in Barnsley. Is that a shop? What is Aqua in Barnsley? See, as an outsider from Glasgow who's moved to Sheffield, the first thing I was told when I got to Sheffield was, don't go into Barnsley. Nothing good comes from going to Barnsley. I can't even spell Sheffield. R-N-S-L-E-Y. Aqua Inn? Pond Supply Shop? Is that the one? In Wombwell. Ooh. I'm just making noises now, sorry. Look at this. They've got those jumping spiders. I mean, I hate spiders, but that's pretty cool. Am I on the right page? Is this the right place? They've got some multis, have they? Looks like it might be worth a visit anyway. Oh, where's it going? Oh, I'm so far behind. I thought I'd caught up. God damn it. Nubius, Java, anything with a rhizome. Oh, that's a good way to do it, yeah. They survive most scenarios except maybe a bleach-filled toilet. I'm not sure. Duckweed, that'd do that. Welcome back, Scott. Nice to see you back. I love geophagus, but they are greedy buggers. I'd keep Santa Perca, Satanoperca. I keep getting that wrong. Satanfish, devilfish. Do you have a preferred liquid fertilizer? I've been using Seek and Flourish, but I'm a bit clueless. Yes. I'm not sure if they're still doing it though. That's the thing. I bought loads ages ago and I've still never got around to using it all. I like. Someone help me out. I can't remember what I like. I like. What's it called? TNC Complete and TNC Light. I use a special blend of them as my go-to now. I've tried many over the years, and they're the ones that work for me. That doesn't mean that will work for you and you should go out and buy them. You need to figure out what your parameters are. So the reason that the TNC Light works better for me is because the water source around here had, I don't know if it's the water source or just the way my aquariums were being kept. Phosphates were quite high, silicates were quite high, I think it was. I could be talking nonsense, but I had to do a lot of trial and error with different things and some really in-depth water testing to find out, right, I've already got a lot of this in the water, so I don't need to put extra in the fertilizers, because a lot of the complete fertilizers, it's just, we take everything and we'll have 20 milligrams of each. So there you go. So if you're already quite high in iron and then you add even more iron, you're not getting the benefit there. Or if you've got no iron and you're hardly adding any, you're not getting the benefit. So TNC Complete, TNC Light, and an iron supplement, because I was quite low in iron, was what worked for me. The TNC range I'm quite a fan of because it was quite well priced, quite well. What's the word I'm looking for? Had quite a good list of ingredients, I guess. Yeah. A lot of them were, they either wouldn't tell you what all the ingredients were, or it was things like, you're just chucking more nitrates in. I don't need more nitrates. I need more of the other things other than nitrates. Glowfish have always been illegal. GMO transgenics are heavily restricted. You only see them maybe if working in the sciences. I thought there was some kind of thing to allow them that got deferred for a year or something like that. I could be talking nonsense. I'm sure there was some kind of attempt to make them legal and it got quashed, but I thought it was quite a short-term thing. I should pay more attention when people talk to me. Sorry. We've got some gymnogeophagus. They're a colder water cousin to the geos. I saw some injected glowfish. That's even worse. 2 weeks ago, show the kids so they know the difference between injected and genetically changed. At least the genetically changed ones don't know that they're genetically changed. Right, let's see if we can catch up a little bit. Aquarium. Yeah, that was the one I was looking at. I shall need to look that up. The dyed are legal here as long as they're not injected here. Maybe that's what I'm getting confused with. Injecting dyes is against the Animal Welfare Act. Good. I'm sorry, the chat is jumping all over the place. I would love to show people my LFS. They're a pistol and wild-caught community fish. It's up there with most of the big boys. How many places in the UK have L333s for 30 quid a pop? Quickly goes off and Googles L333s because I'm a normal person that doesn't know these off by heart. Oh, the King Tiger Pleco. Yes, I'd be surprised to see them 30 quid a pop. Well, they're just making more of a case for me to come and annoy you one day. I can go and film said LFS. It's a 2-for-1. Now I've lost the chat again. Even thought I've done nearly 100 of these and I still can't find bleeding chat box. Pier. Oh, is it Pier Aquatics? Yeah, that's another trip I've never made, but I keep meaning to make. Been to Wharf Aquatics a couple of times. I think that's a fantastic fish shop. But it's kind of every time I talk about Wharf Aquatics, everyone goes, "Oh, yeah, it is good." Have you seen Pier though? So I certainly think they're good for their catfishes, aren't they? There's a lot of the specialist stuff in there. Give them a ring. They're in Wombwell and Barnsley. Oh, Drop Off Aquatics. I've not heard of that one. Jumping spiders are awesome. We have a jumping spider. Yay. So this is how far back I am, right? Okay. Calendar pics coming soon. First thing my wife taught me when we moved to her home of Northumberland, never tell them how you describe a Geordie. What, a jock with their head bashed in? Oh, God. YouTube, sort out the chat. Scrolly, McScrollerson. Right, what are you getting triggered by? Stop being triggered. This is a trigger-free zone. That's interesting. If I do this, I go out of focus. Does my camera really like my guitar for some reason? Pier is incredible. Pier has a lot of amazing and unusual fishies. I do a yearly trip in March. Is that because did they do something in March? Is that when they get a new shipment or something like that? Or that's when you're free? Sorry, too many questions. Your camera had a drink. Right, let's have a look at some pictures. That's what we were going to do, wasn't it? Now, can we find them? Well, I'll get this set up. Can you play that guitar like I'm ringing a bell? Literally, I just bash it. I can play the start of lots of songs. I can play the riff of some songs. I can play about 3 songs all the way through. So, no, not really. Now, why is this one called Pornstar Martini again? It doesn't taste at all like a porn star. But it's quite nice. I hope I said that last time, so I'm consistent at least. Right, I'm going to have to use this screen up. So the reason we're up here rather than down in the fish room is because I wanted to use all my screens so as I could see things. But I apologise if the chat goes missing. I'm going to try and put the chat on this screen over here, see if that works. Instead of emails. And you would know how a porn star would taste. How? Right, okay. So, Discord, I've been asking you for weeks now to submit your pictures, and I kind of shot myself in the foot with that because you submitted a lot of pictures. So, anyone from my company watching, just mute now for a minute or turn the sound off. So, I've spent all day looking through these pictures and trying to find a way. What I wanted to do is to do some kind of tier list where we could all vote on the pictures. So we might have some polls going to try and pick. Because what I've done is whittled them down to. Let me see. I can make this a little bit bigger. Little face. Move my face. So, everyone that submitted a picture into the Discord stream, that's not the word, Discord channel, I've been asking you to vote on what you think are the favourite pictures. And you have been doing so in your droves. So, I've set a low bar mark of 4 votes. So you had to get 4 votes from other people to make it into this shortlist. So this is the shortlist here. These are all the users that submitted pictures. We've got Adam D, Ben E, Callum. For some reason I've written Callum 8. Just Callum. Oh, thanks, because you got an 8 votes on one of your pictures. I've got Discus Mark, Eric, Evan, Freshwater Ichthyology, can be arsed to type it all out. JDT28, Leak, Leak, Paul H, Red Laser, Sass, that's House of Sass, Steiner Wallaker, Tits, that's Tits McGee or Fish Vet, and W Pev. So you all got pictures that got more than 4 votes. So the next troubling thing was that the way Discord works, if you submitted 10 pictures, I can't tell which one of it got the 4 votes. So I have used some of my own administratory discretion to pick what I thought were the better ones from any bunches of pictures that were submitted. So, for instance, if we look into each of these votes, that's a bad idea. So I only got 1. Some of you have 2 that have made the mark. Some of you have 3, 4, 5. So some of these people submitted 10, 15 pictures. So I've had to do a little bit of whittling, saying, right, of those 10, I expect they got the votes for that picture or that picture. And if they were just blatantly out of focus or blatantly not going to work in a calendar format, I've kind of just said, right, sorry, we've not got in there. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 people here submitting photos. There are only 12 months in the year. I don't know if this is news to anyone, but there's only 12 months in the year. But we could probably have like a title page picture, maybe an end page picture, so we could get away with 14, maybe 15. But what we can't do is have 15 people with 5 pictures. So, for instance, this is WPEV. So there's a picture. There's another picture. So they are all good pictures. I'd be happy with any of those pictures. They all did well. But for me, that's a fantastic picture. Now, these are all as submitted and saved off of Discord. I can then take this into Photoshop and tidy this up a little bit, maybe sharpen it or do things, but off the bat, that's the best picture for me. So I would be happy to say, right, each of these people, we're going to pick their best picture. And for this one, if it was down to me, I would just go, that one. We're taking this one in a story. But this is, to a degree, a democracy. So if we don't run out of time, I'm going to do some polls where we have. So Adam has only got one picture. It's this one. Oh, that's a bit too big. So what I want to do is whittle every person down to one picture, what we all think is their best picture. And then I will whittle that down into a camera. If I can, I will edit things to make them fit into a camera, whittle that down into a calendar, and I will make it fit the best I can in the format. So if you've made it through this round, if you made it this far, and you end up getting cut, I'm sorry. It's not because your picture's rubbish necessarily. It's just because it might not fit into the right format. It might be too low a resolution. It might just... Someone's going to have to lose out here because I can't have 15 people, all with 5 pictures each, some of them. So we're going to have to do some cutting. I'm going to try my best to keep that. I wanted to include a few of my own pictures, but that's fine. We won't include some of them if we don't have to, if we don't get a chance to. But what I want to do tonight is to whittle these all down into one picture. So, for instance, this is Ben E's submissions. He's got this one and this one, which both got more than 4 votes. Both good. Both have their own merits. I mean, as a tank, that's fantastic. As a picture, I wish this was all black. I wish the whole background was black. I wish this was in a dark room. So as a picture, I might slightly prefer that one because, but even then, that's not quite in focus. The focus is here rather than here. You want anything with an eye, you want the focus to be on the eye. But it's close enough, and I can probably sharpen that up, and I can probably fix it in Photoshop. It's a pretty cool picture. It's a dramatic picture. It's a, oh, I'm in your face. Oh, have some of this. I don't know why I'm doing that. So we can then do a poll. And in this case, we're going to do, how do I do a poll again? Anyone remember? Start a poll. There you go. So I'm going to ask you, do you want the fish or do you want the tank? Boom. Boom. God, I really need to moderate my speech sometimes. These are both good pictures. So this is the fish, this is the tank. These are both good photos. Either will be fine. So it's your personal preference. I really love this tank. I think it's a great escape. I think it's very impactful. It'll be fine. If the background pisses me off too much, I'll cut it out. Don't worry about that. I want to know what you think is better, the fish or the tank. I may reach out to you to say, send me the pictures, because because these are obviously just taken straight off the Discord server, so they're quite small pictures in most cases, so like 368 KB. So I might ask you to send me the original, if that's at all possible. Right. Oh God, how many comments is this? For me, Wharf is better for general stock. Pier wins for South Americans. South Africans? South Americans, I imagine. Because they import privately. My local place drop off, get the same list, but share the logistics to some extent. I have no affiliation with Aquarium, but they're really helpful, and yes, no triggering, as I can't do that. I'm brain dead. Okay. Why are we talking about farming? What have I missed? Spin cropping, even small fields in rotation is enough. Right. Okay. I'm going to ignore you for a minute because I don't know what's going on here. Finest Aquatics is one of the prettiest LFSs. Okay. Catfish Study Group conventions is in March, so everyone goes to the local stores. I need to go to MA Wigan. Has only been to Pier and Aqualife. Play the Forbidden Riff. What would the Forbidden Riff be? I don't know if I can remember how to play that. That is one of the songs I can play the start of. A short video of non-guitar playing fish video. You don't think yours got any votes? Oh, I don't have comments on this page. What am I doing, Graham? Go on. And bear with me. I'm just trying to add the chat back in. It's a browser source, isn't it? There you go. No, you got some, didn't you? I'm sure you got some. There was a lot of pictures in there. It took a long time just to get this far. So let's have a look at the votes. The votes so far, the fish has got 60%, the tank has got 40%, and we've had 20 votes in 4 minutes. We'll give it another minute in case anybody wants to go for one over t'other. There's the fish. And there's the tank. I'll leave it on the fish this time. You can bin my stuff. I appreciate the votes, but there are far better photos than mine. Well, I want to give everybody that got at least the minimum number of votes to get a chance, at least. That's what I'm thinking. And you're right, there are some pictures, while good, they're just not in focus, or they're just not going to be good enough once they're into print. So I might have to change a few of them around or do them smaller as like a montage of different pictures. We'll figure that out. I just want to whittle it down to one per person. Discord does limit file size for what? Yeah, indeed. So I might need to reach out to all the winners eventually to say, can I have the original, so as I can get it a little bit better and bigger. Oh dear. Right, we're 62% for the fish, so the fish wins it. Deleted. Well done, Benny. That one's made it through. Callum. And again, this is an example of there was multiple pictures that looked good, and I've decided that and that are the best ones. So we've got, I don't even know what this is. Is it some kind of gudgeon? Is it a wolffish? I have no idea what kind of fish this is. We've obviously got some kind of stingray. Love this. The muted colours, the ray trying to bury itself a little bit. Good sharp focus. Good sharp focus. Lots of light. Lots of. If I get the original for this, I can make this really pop. I like a grumpy fish. So this time we'll do starter bowl, ray, not ray. So this is the not ray, obviously. Or do you want the ray? Ray, not ray. And I'll try and catch up with the chat while we're going. Tank background could be edited to be all black easily. Not trying to sway votes, but I thought I said that. If I didn't, you're right. I am happy to edit these pictures, and might have to in some cases just to make it fit in the right format. But yeah, I should have made that clear if I didn't. Sorry. Marble Gobi? I don't know. Maybe the king of DIY, if he's still watching, he might know. I don't know why I think he might know, but you know. Order to beer. I think next we'll try this one, the steam beer. Steam brew. Let's oil the gears of life. Doesn't say anything else. I'm a sucker for advertising me. 4.9%. All it says, it doesn't even have, does it not even have English on the back? I can't see any English. Session IPA, 4.9%. Let's go. So have another look at the ray. Not quite as fizzy, this one, which is fizzy enough. Marble Gobi, I think it might be a crazy fish. Crazy fish, is that a thing? Similar. Marble Sleeper Gobi, a tiny grouper. Steam brew is my little lockdown. So I'm expecting good things. It's very pale, which is nice. Snize. I do like that kind of thing. Likely a kind of sleeper goby, I think. Well, the Ray's winning 75% of the vote so far. Well, if this was your go-to, I'm expecting big things from this, the Fish Vet. I can get on board with that. My moustache agrees. Right, we're going to call this one, or we'll run out of time. The Ray wins it, which is a shame because I really like that picture. I might use some kind of artistic discretion just to say, screw you guys, I like this one better. So, Discus Mark. Discus Mark has 2 pictures as well. Some of these have 4 pictures, so I might whittle them down to 2 myself. This one, we've got... my only complaint with this one is maybe it should be rotated. Can I rotate it here? Nah, it doesn't look as good. I might have inverted it or something like that to make it look a bit better. So we've got this and this. So really sharp, really clear, lots of detail. I might zoom in a little bit, something like that. I might move it around just so it looks a bit better, but everything's there to make a good picture. How do you do this? How are you training your fish to line up like this? What events have transpired that everyone's, without these two, just screwing it up? How has this happened? So the fact that you've done this is the best thing about this picture. It's the fact that they're all in this way. This drawer being here and the composition's all a bit off, but this is cool. So this, again, it might get cut out a bit like shh. So we can make these better. It's just which do you like? So we're going to go with a poll here of discus or prick. Which one do you like? Paul McCartney's dropped in. How's it going? Needs a crop. Yeah, so any and all of these pictures, I will do my best to crop them to anything I can do in Photoshop and all its magnificent array of tools to make it look better. I will try and do that. So use that in your imagination when you're thinking about that. This discus one is, in photography terms, and I don't mean anything to Discus Mark about this, a bad photo. So things are missed out. It's not composed well. Things aren't in the middle. It's not straight. It's got the random bits that we don't care about in the bottom of it. But that's the nature of taking a picture of your fish tank. The thing about this picture is all the discs have lined up. That's the cool thing. And so that's what we're trying to capture here. So I can straighten it. I can zoom in. I can just get the fish. Fine. And then obviously the other one, that's just an awesome fish. They're like, wow, look at that. It's quite sharp. We can see all the detail. We can see... Can I show you that? How do we zoom in on these things? We can't here. Again, composition, not brilliant. So I might spin that round and try and get it lined up so the fish is lying flat or something like that, maybe. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. Cut the background, have a fish only with black background might look good. Yeah. I mean, if anybody has got Photoshop skills, by all means, reach out. I'll happily share the burden of editing all these pictures. Have to go. Wife finished work. Best get her supper sorted. Night all. Good night, Brian. Nice to see you. Sorry, you're going to miss out on my guitar playing later. Panac, that was the word I was looking for. Looks like a weird Photoshop. Crop pleck for the win. Discus are weird fish. Aqua Garden Zen looking for a ban. I love angelfish over discus. They line up like that every one. So there you go. That must be Discus Mark. I use GIMP. Well, GIMP's good. I used GIMP for a long time, yeah. GIMP, for those that are wondering, isn't just GIMP. What is it? Generic image manipulation program or something like that it stands for. I bet you do, Scott. Alright, we're on 50-50 right now. We need someone to break the tie. Got 18 votes. What does GIMP stand for? GNU Image Manipulation Program. Obviously. So those of you that are wondering, if you don't have Photoshop and that kind of thing, this is basically free Photoshop. It does almost everything Photoshop does, but for free. It is really good. Right, next vote wins it. Got 20 votes, still 50-50. Am I allowed to vote? Well, I don't know. If we get to 5 minutes without a clear winner, I'm just going to choose. Stands for Graham, I make pictures good. Jim says Plek. Cast your vote, Jim. 52% sold. Plek wins it. Sorry, Mark. Right, next up on the list we have Eric. Again, we have two pictures. I don't think I'm going to vote on this one. So the two pictures were this, which is fine. A little bit blown out, a little bit samey saturation-wise. I'm sure I could fix it in Photoshop and make the fish pop. It is, composition-wise, a good picture of the fish. We've got, pardon me, fairly decent focus everywhere. We've got fairly decent detail. So in the middle, everything's there, nothing's been cut out. I've got hiccups. I do apologise. But when compared to the next picture that they got that had 6 votes, I think it was, that's just pretty cool. Symmetry, the sharpness, we've caught the eyes really well. We've got the fins, we've got a nice bokeh on the background. A little bit gutted that it's just cut out the tail of this pleco here. This ancestris. It's almost like it's Mr. and Mrs. out for dinner. It's like it should be called date night or something. So I'm not going to put this one to the vote. I think this is the clear winner. I hope you all agree. So well done, Eric. That one gets through. Evan only has one picture, which is this one. Now, good picture. Captures everything, cuts out nothing. Good focus, really sharp. It's just a shame that it's just a peppery discus. And that's just me being a discus snob. It's worthy of love as much as any other fish. It's a good picture. Why not? Definitely first to be cut if we have too many. Sorry, that's not true. Freshwater Ichthyology, Rebecca had a bunch of pictures that made the grade, so I tried to cut them down. So we've got this one. Again, everything's in frame. We've not cut any parts of it out. It's actually in a nice orientation. If I was going to be picky, I'd probably do a reversal, so as the head was over here. It just looks better. But really sharp on the eyes, really good detail. Can't fault this one. This I love. The close-up on the head, the close-up on the eye, the sharpness, the detail that we've got on everything around here. Love this picture. And then this one, again, it's a great picture. If anything, I'll be a bit picky that we've just cropped out the tail there. That's the only complaint I had with this one. But these all got loads of votes, and rightly so. They're all good pictures. So I'm just going to go with 1, 2, 3. If I can set a poll, can I have 3 things? One, 2. Oh, I can only have 2. Why is that? That don't make no sense. Okay, so I'm going to have to choose. I'm going to get rid of this one just because it cropped the tail. Boom. So 1 or 2. No, let's say full fish or close up. What do we think? And Rebecca, what is this fish? It's pretty cool. If only you could spell his name right. I did notice that, Scott. Thank you for noticing. I'm surprised I can English at this point. Big Shrimpin. Hello, Big Shrimpin. Shroom wins. Good. I'm glad. OMG, that Apistogramma McMistery. I had one like that. He was in PFK twice many years ago. Yeah, Dark Angels that I've seen have been more white. I did think it was like a deliberate peppery one, but I mean, each to their own. It's just Dark Angels to me are just platinum fish that have gone wrong. They've peppered. But if you like that kind of thing, then it's great. Yeah, nothing wrong with it. Oh, as Mark says, nothing wrong with the discus with freckles. Quite right. 2 wins. Fish Ick is just annoyingly good at fish stuff. The green one is Barioncystrus chrysolomus. Chrysolomus. I'm going to say that again as if I know what that is. Barioncystrus chrysolomus. The magnum or mango plick. Oh, is that what that is? Ah. It's pretty cool though, isn't it? Look at the eye. Look at the eye, everyone. Have you seen the eye? I bet you that was a phone as well. That's like... I'd struggle to take a picture of that with my proper cameras. That's a really good picture. This is this. Look at the eye. Look at the eye. I'll be saying that a lot. Look at the eye. Close Up has won with 75%. I don't think we're coming back from that. We'll end that poll. Bye-bye. And to be fair, Rebecca, you had a load of pictures in there that could have won, so I had to narrow it down. Look at this bad boy. This is JDT28. So going straight through with that one. Leak, we've got 3. We've got the comment in the way. So this is pretty cool actually. Let me move this up a bit. Oh God. I like it as a picture. It's the wee head peeking out, really sharp. It's not coming across quite as sharp as it is on my screen as it is on here, but take my word for it, it's pretty sharp. It's just a shame it's so low down. This, good picture. Everything framed well, everything covered, everything sharp, everything in focus, lit well. Little bit of out of focusy because of these fish moving around a bit faster than the others, I think, but it still looks good. And I like this one just because it's the same two tanks, same two setups. It's like a fancy fish room, basically. So this is Lee. We can only do two, so I have to pick one of these three to get rid of. I think this is a cool picture because this is... I just missed it out. Just cut it off there. This is like aspirational stuff, just having two really nice tanks next to each other. This is arguably a really nice tank. It's a shame with this one, because if it was just a little bit higher up, I mean, some good cropping, maybe we could sort this out. Oh, I don't know. What do you think? I'm going to be harsh. I'm going to say goodbye to that one, and we've got one tank or two. That's the poll. One tank or two. How do we do polls again? One tank or two. Vote now. What tune's that? So one tank. This is one tank. It's just one tank. Front on. Or two tanks. You have three of them, and that's the big female. Did you see the eye? Because it sees you quite right. Steiner, just in time. I think you're about to be up with your pictures. So what we're doing, if anyone has just turned up, subscribe, please. But we're voting on the pictures to go into the calendar. We're shortening the shortlist. I think we can call this one 88% to one tank. So two tanks. Goodbye. Next we have Paul H, who has 4. Oh, I'm going to have to go. Right, first discus. Yep, that's in. Second discus. Yep, that's in. Rubbish plecos. Rubbish corridors. So we're just clearly going to choose between the two discus. Yeah. No. Love a good stare by Corridorus. This is a good stare by Corridorus. It's just tiniest bit soft on the focus. It would be my only criticism. Framed really well. I think focus is here when it needs to be there. It's just missed ever so slightly. Hang on. Look at the eye. I can feel a new range of merch coming on. Look at the eye. This perfect focus, loads of detail, framed really well. Again, just cut off a little bit of that, but I don't mind that so much because look what we've got in the background. We've got another one, and they've just cut off the tail. It's symmetrical. This one's staying in. For me, there's too much going on in this one. This one is, okay, I'm the focus, but oh yeah, there is loads of stuff going on in the background here. Look at all these other things. Hey, look at me. So I think we're going to do this one and this one. So you can go, and you can go. So, new poll, start poll, discus or not discus? What do you think? What's going to win? What's yours? Yeah, I'm doing a lot of this to get the fine detail of my varifocals. Biggie's Aquarium, I hope I managed to get one. I don't think you did, I'm afraid. And you did get likes, but we had to set the bar quite high because there were so many pictures. So I think only people who got more than 4 likes on a particular picture. Made the cut. Axel F is that song. Do, 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 do. Beverly Hills Cop. Yes, it is. I watched that the other day, and that's why I'm singing that. So discus or not discus? If I was voting, I would go for the not discus in a shock horror. This being in such sharp focus and getting the eyes, and that being in the background with the bokeh and cutting off at almost the same place on the tail. I would crop a photo like that. Nothing wrong with this. Nothing wrong with this. Pardon me. Right. We've got Old Peculiar, unpasteurized, and cold filtered to protect the truly unique flavour of our beer. Truly unique. I don't know if I like unique things. %63% on discus. So why is that not opening? I've been overruled. Don't know if I like peculiar things. Oh no, it's another dark one. Ugh. 65% on discus now. 20 votes. Discus clearly the winner. Goodbye, excellent picture. Who's next? Who's next? Red Laser. Only one picture. Red tail shark. In theory, goes through. I mean, no disrespect to this picture, but it's quite soft. Colours have been captured quite well, so we might do something funky with this one. House of Sass. A couple of pictures here. Again, is this a Trilly or a Julie? Corridorus. Sitting on a lily leaf. Great little photo. I think this has already been edited, so it's quite wide. Or we've got this one, which I thought was quite cute. A little pair of them. So the poll here will be 1 or 2. Do you want the picture of one of them? So again, look at the eye. It's in focus. Or 2. It's like this one reminds me of like, you know, Sniper and Sniper's Watcher. Oh, no one can see us behind this bit of grass. Isn't this great? Or I'm on holiday on a sun lounger. So 1 or 2. So the purists might say, "Oh, these blades of grass are in the way; they're obscuring things." But I think that's what adds to the character of the photo. That's just objectively a good photo. Wow, 75% saying 1. I think we're going to have to go with that because we've only got 4 minutes left. Right, okay, 75% done. Delete. We're going to run over. 3 left. Steiner. Only got 1. This picture. Brilliant. It doesn't follow any rules. There's no central fish that's here. The composition's got big blank spaces, but together it all works. It's perfect. Love it. Great photo. Great colours. I don't know if you've already edited this, but it's done really well. Tits. So Tits McGee, we've got 3. This is Fish Vet, I believe. I've got that wrong. So we've got this one. Lovely. I like how we've got everything in. Look at the eye. It's not quite on the eye. It's more on the fin. But still, it's fine. I love the fact that this fish here in the background, like, hello, photobombed. Angelfish, look at the eye, nice and clear. Peacock bass, or some kind of bass, I'm not sure which kind. Just cool as hell fish. I don't know if this is an upload issue. It's just that it's got a bit washed out and a bit wavy down here, so we might need the original for this. So I kind of want to keep this one in, even though the image quality or the resolution isn't brilliant, but I think that's Discord's fault rather than the original. This is just a good picture. I really like this. I'm upset that this bit's a bit darker than it is, but I think we can fix that in Photoshop. So I don't know what to do with this one. Don't know which one to get rid of. I like them all. This is problematic. I might come back to that. Right, last one. WPEV. Oh, there's 5 photos in here. Right, okay. We've got the loaches. We've got the bushfish. This one's going to be easy, actually. We've got the geo. We've got the plate eating a bit of courgette. And we've got the betta fish. Just look at the way it's wrapping itself around that. I'm not even going to put that to the vote. Goodbye. 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 The winner. All those pictures were objectively good. That one's great. I feel like people watching on phones don't see the image quality, so it's difficult to make an artistic choice. It probably is. And I did just grab these off Discord, and Discord does shrink everything and crush it. So hopefully we've not made their choices based on the specific qualities. It's more about the composition and the focus being right. So the only one we've got to do is tits. I don't know which one of these to get rid of. These are all good pictures. I'm going to get rid of this one because it's just too soft. I might bring it back in. So we've got the angelfish, and is this a wolffish? I don't know what kind of fish this is. I really like this one just because it's this one that does it for me. It's this one like, hello. So angel or not angel? Or angle? Or not angle? What do we think? You have 0 minutes to make your mind up, and then we have to. Well, we don't have to leave, but I should leave. If you fancy continuing your fishy journey tonight, Cold Water Aquatics is probably streaming now. And if you want to leave, that's fine. Everyone can go and say, "Oh, Aquarium Adventures sent me." You subscribe to that guy. He's trying to get to 15,000 subscribers by the end of the year and failing miserably. I think I need to get 300 subscribers in December to get over the line. It's a gold wolf behind a black wolf. Ugh. Surely that should win then. 2 wolves. Yeah, I really like this picture. Again, if you have submitted the picture and you've made it into the shortlist, have a look in Discord. Tomorrow I'll send out something saying, "Oh, here's a Google Drive link. If you can send me the original so as it doesn't get crushed by Discord, and then we can put the calendar together." Pardon me. The Aquatic Morning Show. Hello everyone, great to see y'all. Great to see you too, thank you. Thanks for coming along. Bin them all, says the fish fit. Oh, these are good pictures. So I've got this one or this one. I think it's pretty comprehensive. It's not this one. Right, so we have whittled them all down. We now have 15 pictures to choose from. They won't all be suitable, and I'm sorry, I don't want to have one person having more than one, but we might have to chop a couple of these out just on if we can't get a good enough quality. It's just life. I'm sorry. So we'll get this into a calendar. A link will go up. Maybe it might be a pre-order link or something like that, and we'll get them out as soon as we can get them out. But again, all this is going to charity. I forget the name of the charity, but I will put that in a post in the Discord server and on YouTube. I guess I should leave now because we're 3 minutes over time. So, as always, big face. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for suggesting some beers and things. If you click that like button, click the subscribe button if this is your first time here. Go and watch another couple of videos. Go and watch one of the other fish videos. The Cold Water Aquatics is streaming now. Scott will no doubt have put the link. There we go. Well done, Scott. Go and watch that. Say, I've come from the Aquarium Adventures stream. Let them know that you're here. And we'll see you in the next video. I don't think there's anything else to say other than bye.